Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anna of Reinforce Me Club. Today, we are going to talk about the 8 simple strategies to conquer overthinking. Now, what is overthinking? Overthinking is from the world itself. It refers to excessive and often repetitive dwelling of thoughts, ideas, or situation over and over again. You are thinking about the past situation, or you are looking forward. You are trying to analyze the future. You are not in the now. You are not present. Your mind is in the past or looking forward excessively of the future. That it even hinders your activities of daily living in the current situation. You cannot concentrate. Now, there are 5 factors which contributes to overthinking. The first one is perfectionism. Perfectionism means you are striving for perfection, fearing of mistakes, which can lead you to excessive analyzation of the situation or the outcomes. So you are excessively looking forward for a perfect future because you don't want to commit mistakes. So this happens during, it happens to me. It just like everybody else. So it happens during job interview when that particular job interview is in your dream company. So you're preparing for it to the point that sometimes it makes you anxious, that you are kind of scared if you ever get rejected for for the hiring. Not because that you're not going to have a job, but because you want to be part of the company. That is one of your dream. Another thing, another situation wherein perfectionism could take place is during reporting or project proposal. That you do anything to make, to set all the situation perfectly as planned. That you cannot carry any, if it messed up a little bit, and you keep thinking and thinking about what you're going to do over time, that you forget about who you're speaking to. You forget about your kids, that you have to play with your kids, you make time with your kids, you forget about the now, the present. Now that is perfectionism, excessively analyzing the situation and the outcomes of the future. Now another factor which can contribute to overthinking is anxiety and stress. High levels of stress or anxiety can trigger overthinking as the mind tries to anticipate and prepare for potential threats or problems. Just like, for example, you get stress, you have some kind of misunderstanding with your colleague today, and you haven't talked about it. So, for example, it happened in the morning. You have a misunderstanding and you haven't talk to each other yet, and the whole time till the afternoon to the evening to before you go to sleep, you keep thinking about what's happening, what can you do about it. I mean, especially when you think about the idea that it's not your fault, because this guy here is an a-hole and he couldn't understand. I am trying to give him the idea to make, to get things into flow and we can finish the project, but he couldn't get it. He doesn't want to take my idea. So you keep thinking about the situation, what you can possibly do to really work things out. It's in your head the entire day, that you cannot even concentrate when, by the time when you're about to go home, and when you are at home, you keep thinking about it while your kids are talking to you. You forget about the present, and that also makes you anxious because what am I going to do the following day? Am I going to talk to him, your colleagues? Am I going to, gosh, eat my pride and apologize? You're still not over it. And that is anxiety. You're thinking about the past, and you are excessively thinking about the past and what's going to happen tomorrow. Another thing which can contribute to overthinking is traumatic experiences. Traumatic experiences are past traumatic happenings that can create a pattern of overthinking as individuals try to avoid similar negative outcomes. Just like, for example, in my, I got scammed before by a man who wants to do a job in the house. And I find out that he didn't do the job right, but I paid him. So I was really, you know, upset about what happened. That how can a person do this to someone who's innocent enough to really venture the world, who took advantage? So I keep thinking about what happened, how many ways I could really change the situation. What am I going to do with him, and what can I do in the future to prevent that? So that is this is one of my traumatic experience, that to the point that I slept late, but it helped me. It helped me because I learned something from it, and I have found the people who are rooting for me, who's willing to help me, during that downtime. So traumatic experiences, there could be other traumatic experiences from other people. Like, for example, my friend who is now, we're in the same age, we are 30 plus, and she was beaten by a dog when she was 12. So whenever she sees a dog, regardless of the size of the dog, even the small little dog, gosh, it gives her a kind of hysteria, like she wants to run away from it badly. Like, even if the dog is friendly, like, the tail is wiggling going towards her, gosh, she doesn't. It gave her chills. She doesn't want to get near to any dog, even to the most gentle dog, because she got traumatized by that situation wherein she got bitten. And somehow, yeah, so far she didn't get the rabies, but her parents keep, way back that time, keep bringing out that possibility, and it badly traumatized her. But so far she's in a good situation right now, but she just don't get near to a dog. Even, she got a kind of a distance criteria from any dog because she was bitten by a dog. Where other people could have other traumatic experiences and they still keep thinking about it. Sometimes there are some triggers wherein, they got a trigger, and then it will take them for a couple of days to really get over about the same thoughts over and over again. That is traumatic experiences. And another factor which can bring out overthinking is lack of confidence. Low self-esteem or confidence can cause individuals to doubt their abilities and decisions, leading to overanalysis. Like, for example, let's just, I'll bring out my personal experience to this. The first time I tried to make a sale, I tried to make a proposal. So I was selling vitamins way back that time, and I was selling vitamins to my colleagues. This is a high-end brand, which is proven and tested, and it's even in the stock market in a certain country. So I was selling this products, and I keep thinking about, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? How am I going to sell this? After I really make an appointment with those people. So I keep rehearsing because I have no idea. I know what to say. I know what to do, but I don't know how to close the sale. And indeed, I didn't close the sale. And it was, for me, that was a terrible situation, but I learned from it. And I really managed to really take note why I got rejected. Why? What did I say? What did I do? Or did I, is this the right customer? Maybe I didn't pick the right customer, because some people doesn't need your product. I mean, 0% that they don't need it. You have to pick the right people who needs your product, and then that's the time you can try to sell them. You can try to make a proposal to help them, not just sell, but help them out through your product. In that way, you can have an exchange of value with your clients. So low self-esteem, and when you have low self-esteem, you have zero confidence to make a decision. That to the point that you can even make a desperate decision. Desperate. And you are thinking up ahead, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do during the cell, presentation? What am I going to do during the reporting? And that even leads you to, you know, analysis paralysis, that you cannot make a decision because you're not confident enough. Now, let's move on to the last factor which contribute to overthinking, which is fear of failure or rejection. So the fear of failure or rejection can prompt individuals to overthinking the situation, trying to predict and prevent negative outcomes. So fear of failure or rejection, well, this happens when fear of failure or rejection. Now let me bring this out. This happens when you are suspecting your boyfriend or partner, if that person is cheating, you got some suspicion. Oh my gosh, are we going to break up? I've seen his likes on that woman. He's looking at that woman there. Am I not beautiful enough? Am I so imperfect to him? Does this person love me? That's overthinking. And are we going to work out? Are we going to break up? Oh gosh, that is fear of rejection. Am I rejected now? The relationship wouldn't work. So that's overthinking. Fear of failure of this current relationship that you're in, because you feel that you're not enough. You're blaming yourself, you're blaming your partner, and that's a whole lot of overthinking if you don't take action, if you don't confront it right away. You're trying to predict that there might going to be a breakup soon. Am I going to kill my partner? Am I going to hang him there on the ceiling? What are my plans? Because I caught him liking that picture there in the social media. So fear of failure or rejection. Other than that, when you ask the person out, like you like the person, but you are like hesitant to really, am I going to be rejected? To the point that you make a desperate decision to really ask that person out, but you got rejected. Oh my gosh. But at least there is already an answer, which is no, a go signal for you to move on. That's why it's important to really confront, things that bugs you, that bugs your head, that bugs your mind. So fear of rejection. And you try to find a way to ask that person out to the point that you didn't ask that person out because you fear rejection. You fear that, what this person is going to say when you ask her out. So, yeah, that's how it goes. And, when you are overthinking, the consequences of overthinking leads to anxiety and stress and decision paralysis, to the point that you cannot able to make a good decision because you keep thinking about it. You didn't give your mind a break. And making decision, sometimes you don't really make a perfect decision. You just have to make the decision right. Get yourself a good perspectives. You might gonna need a space. You might gonna need a couple of people to talk with regarding the project or the situation, so you can able to make a decision. Make sure that you talk to people who have already undergone the same situation and what are their decisions, what are their actions. Of course, make sure that those people are smarter than you, so you can able to make, set up a good option for you, so you can make the decision right. Not perfect, but you are willing to stand on that decision, whatever it takes. Even if it's the end of the world, you're going to stand on your decision 100%. And when you are overthinking, you're going to have poor sleep quality. I do personally value sleep because that is my I consider it as, it's more than money. It is my capital for progress tomorrow, capital for the quality of my output tomorrow. That is my only capital, my rest, the rest for my brain and mind. And if you're overthinking, you're going to have poor sleep quality. It disrupts your sleep pattern, leading to insomnia, restless sleep, exacerbating fatigue and stress. And when you're overthinking, you're going to have a relationship strain. You might gonna have conflicts or misunderstanding with your significant others. They might not gonna understand what you're going through because you're not in the now. You're not in the present. Sometimes you couldn't even tell them what happened, what the heck that happened, which is already way past 3 days ago. You just didn't get over it. And it's going to create a strain in relationship because those people around you need you, especially your family, and they are entitled to that. And you know, this is really the moment wherein you really have to confront. To sometimes you need help, and when you are overthinking, in the most part, you're going to, your productivity will be reduced. Sometimes you're not even productive at all. You stay on your bed thinking about the situation over and over again. Well, this happens on breakups. Sometimes it extends for months. To some people, it will only take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days on the bed for a bad breakup. And then you've decided, just period of time, I am going to cherish the moment of grief because of the failed relationship that I have. And then after 3 days, I swear to God, I'm going to move on. So we keep thinking about it for the period of 3 days. If that is important, then why do so? But in some point, overthinking can reduce your productivity. Now, here are the 8 ways, 8 strategies to help you out conquer overthinking. Now, the first strategy is there goes the entry of mindfulness. Mindfulness, meditation, deep breathing exercise, and grounding techniques which brings awareness to the present moment and reduce the rumination on the past or the future. Now, I have tried meditation. Well, to some people, it works on them. There are some, I don't do meditation often unless I am so stressed. When you do meditation, you give yourself a time, in a quiet environment. For me, I do it 3 to 10 minutes, sometimes 3 to 5 minutes. I silence my mind and then I let it work. What did happen? I think I keep thinking about the past experience, negative thoughts. I watch my mind. What are the thoughts in my head while I'm breathing quietly? At least I have the opportunity to do that as of this moment. So I just watch my thoughts. And the next thing I do after 10 minutes and I'm tired of looking at my thoughts there in the quiet times, I write down the problem and then the situation. I write down the problem and then the solution. So this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. And it helped me out get some sleep. It helped me argue against my head that no, we'll do this tomorrow and then we're going to get some sleep. It helped me get through the day. Meditation and journaling. Meditation focusing, when you just try to observe your own thoughts, you just have to be quiet and breathe. And when you you observe your thoughts, you know the problem, you spotted the problem. Now this is where I'm going to focus, and then you write it down. You write down your problem and then the solution. You have already a complete grasp of your problem right there on that piece of paper. You can hold it and you can do something about it. It helps you get through the night. For me, it does. It did help me. And that's what I'm doing at times when I get stressed at work and get other happenings. It helped me. Meditation, not all the time I do meditation, but I do journaling. And when I got upset to someone, deep breathing. And when you're deep breathing, it gets you high quality of oxygen going to your brain. And then that period of time, you can create solution right away. That you can confront the problem right away with calmness. Just give yourself a space. That is mindfulness. Well, to some people, they're quite serious about it. Sometimes they kind of woo-woo to the point of woo-woo about mindfulness. But if you can use this, really. For practical reason, you can use this anywhere. Mindfulness. And the second strategy is to set time limits for decision making to avoid over analysis to paralysis that you cannot able to make a decision. For example, you are trying to really like make a proposal, project proposal to your boss, and then you're trying to figure out the ways how to present it, how to really deliver your idea the best as you can, the best ever in your own capability. You set time limits for decision making that you tell yourself that whatever will be the outcome of this, of my effort, with all of my best, I am willing to take it. Whether I got rejected, after my report tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever the decision, I take it. I promise, I will not gonna think about it because I've already gone through thinking from this preparation. So that's how you set limits for decision making. Limit the time you spend analyzing a decision or situation and commit to making a choice within a reasonable time frame to avoid prolonged overthinking. Just do your best 100% and take the decision. Take the results. Learn from it, even if you don't get it. The key to success sometimes is rejection. When you get rejected, the stronger you can be the next time around, to the point that you'll be able to get the thing that you really want most in different ways. It even makes you more flexible. And number 3 is challenge your negative thoughts. So challenge negative thoughts or irrational thoughts by evaluating evidence or considering alternative perspectives to gain a more balanced outlook. So challenge your negative thoughts means you just argue with yourself. If you have negative thoughts in mind that tomorrow you're not going to make it, the boss will surely reject your project proposal because your boss doesn't like you, doesn't give a heck about you, and you keep thinking about it, and you challenge that thought. You challenge your thought by preparation. You challenge your thought by evidence-based report, that will be presented by you tomorrow. You challenge your thought by 100% preparation to meet that opportunity. Argue with yourself. If you cannot win an argument with yourself, make it evidence-based. Try to search on the internet that a percentage of a couple, like this is the percentage of the couple who breaks up when they cheat. But these are the percentage of a couple who learn to work out to overcome the challenges in their life when they forgive each other. Make it evidence-based. If you can win an argument with yourself, argue with yourself. And that's also one way to really go out from your comfort zone. Another thing is number 4, engage in positive activities. Distract yourself from overthinking by engaging in activities that bring joy, relaxation, or fulfillment, such as hobbies, exercise, spending time with your loved ones, with your kids. So another thing about exercise, when you are overthinking, like you really had a fight with your partner, terrible fight with your partner, you can't get over it. You might be thinking that, gosh, you might be breaking up tomorrow or anytime today. Just work out. Working out. Work your pain out to the point that it's going to give you an idea. And the idea will. But sometimes you just have to apologize. And if you can't take that, if you can't swallow your pride, there might be a possibility that you're going to break up. And you can get that idea by working out, by doing your hobbies. You know what to do. Sometimes you just refuse to do it. And there you go, the consequence follows. Our body, our mind, it knows what has to be done. Sometimes we just refuse to do it. So engage in positive activities so you can cultivate options, ideas, and you can even forget about what happened. And when you are overthinking, sometimes you just have to, for me, all the time, stay away from the triggers and engage in positive activities like exercise, hanging out with your loved ones, with your friends, with kids while you're staying away from the triggers. And I know it takes time, but it goes away. That negative energy, negative thoughts goes away in time. So you just have to do your part. And number 5 is seek support. Talk to your trusted friends, family members, or therapists about your concerns and thoughts to gain perspectives and support in managing overthinking patterns. Yes, indeed, sometimes we need to talk it out. Let your feelings out so you can gain perspectives from different people and you can make a good option, a good decision for yourself. Just make sure that to talk to people who wants the best for you. Number 6 is create a worry journal. Track your overthinking patterns, triggers, and alternative perspectives or solutions in that journal. So I have a personal journal. I write down my top 3 things to do. If I don't do it, I get a score to rate my day and it reflects my performance. Sometimes I write down my problem, what I have gone through out the day in that journal, and how I am going to make it better. What am I going to do about it tomorrow? Sometimes if I got a terrible experience, I can notice in my journal that I have written the same problem and quite tweaking of solution, like progressing solution over 3 days, 4 days, sometimes 1 week. I keep thinking about the same problem. And once I can come up with a solution in that particular day, it helps me get through my sleeping time because I value sleep well. I just want to have a good sleep so I can think properly tomorrow. That makes a better day for me, my sleep. So as long as that's how I get over those problematic days. By journaling, write down my problems. What am I going to be? What am I going to do about it tomorrow? What am I going to do about it to avoid it next time? I write it down. I make my problems, my invisible ideas into tangible ones on the notes. Make your ideas tangible by writing it down. Now, that's my worry journal. But I don't call it a worry journal. I make it a daily journal. And I'd be happy to read that when I'm 65, 70. I'd be happy to read my journal. Gosh. And number 7, set boundaries with rumination. So setting boundaries means establishing boundaries with rumination by designating specific times or worry periods during the day to address concerns, allowing yourself to postpone overthinking until these designated times. Worry period. So if the situation in the past really bugs you and you can't really stop thinking about it, you just make a schedule. So this is how it really goes. Set boundaries with rumination. Make a schedule wherein you allow yourself to ruminate. If it has to be that way, if you need it. 30 minutes rumination from 8 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 in the morning. You can think about it. Think. And then at 7:30, you can start your day. You can focus on what's in front of you. You can take hold of your present moment. You are with your children. You are with your workmates. You are in the now, not in the past, not in the future. Lastly, practice self-compassion. Cultivate self-compassion by treating yourself with kindness and understanding, acknowledging that overthinking is a common human experience. Yes, indeed, I agree with that. And you have to forgive yourself. You just have to think about yourself that you just want the best for yourself. Forgive yourself, but be wiser the next time around. Learn from it. People are not going to have a perfect day every day. But the best thing about those terrible situation, problematic days is that we learn from it. We grow, we become wiser. Forgive yourself, be patient with yourself, even though there are things that you cannot get it today. Be patient with yourself to, accept the fact that sometimes when you want to master something, you're going to suck at it, especially at the start. Be patient. Think long term. Keep your eyes on the prize. Be forgiving, be kind to yourself. Because the only way to get what you want, to be happy, to be fulfilled, is primarily yourself. You need yourself. Hug yourself, love yourself, care for yourself so that you can attain your greatest dream. So, these are the 8 simple strategies to conquer overthinking. Hopefully, you can effectively manage and reduce overthinking tendencies and promote greater mental health, clarity, and well being with these strategies. I hope this message will help you a lot. And by the way, this is Anne of Reinforce Me Club. If you like the content today, you can share it to your family and friends. You can follow me in YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. I appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much.